There we go. So tonight we're going to hear from Brooke. We're going to talk about recruiting. We're going to talk about how to get to Emerald, which you guys all know, and we don't probably need to touch a lot on that, but you guys need to be able to teach your coaches how to get to Emerald, right? So that's important. That's an important step, and you got to feel comfortable being able to do that. She's going to talk about recruiting, about who she looks for and how she's developing her team. Like I told you in the group, she's an amazing recruiter. I see her coaches that come in because she falls under my downline, and so I know, like, she is a badass recruiter, and she's doing the work, and she's proving that with the team that she's growing and building, and what they're doing as well. They're being able to build the confidence and the skill set and the experience to go, again, turn around and teach their team. And that's why she's on her way to elite. That's why she's a six-figure earner. That's why she has tons of diamonds. That's why she is a top 50 team in the company. Again, those stats don't mean anything unless you are leading by example every day and you're teaching somebody else those skills. Because if it just stops at you, your business stops, right? And this we know, and that's why we are having this awesome training every week. So I will let Brooke take it away. Make sure you guys are taking notes. I'll open the chat and you guys can ask questions in the group as we go. All right.
Yay. Okay, cool. So I love that you guys are in this big time, because for me, I relate best with people who are at that level, because that's the level that I started out at, like right out of the gate. I wanted this thing to go big. I didn't know when it would happen, how it would happen, but I knew that if I just kept my head down, did the work, and was in this for the long haul, and had like the if it happens, it's when it happens mentality, that I was going to do it. And so I relate best to coaches who want to run with this thing, and I feel more comfortable talking to people who are in it. So it makes me feel a lot more comfortable with you guys. So like Megan was talking about, it's all about, sorry, you can kind of hear my son probably, but it's all about duplication and making things very, very simple. And so I'm going to kind of run through exactly what is in my trainings for my team. So literally this is in my team page, and I've learned it from six-figure earners, millionaires, the Diamond Council, YouTube, and my own personal experience, falling flat on my face, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. Failing forward is my motto. So the vital process, I'll never forget hearing this on the National Wake Up Call. And I don't know if you guys know what that is, but number one, it's find people to work with. Invite them after a relationship is built or that trust is there. Number two, get them results in a challenge group. It's so important. Number three, get them started with coaching. And four, teach them how to do the same thing and rinse and repeat. That is the vital process. Just like there's vital behaviors, that's the vital process. That's how you duplicate. And
I think we lost her. What? Did she freeze for anybody else or just me? Froze. Okay. What? Do you have to go potty? All right. We'll see if she pops back up here. What did she say number one was? Somebody unmute yourself and
find people to work with.
Oh, okay. Got it.
What was number 4?
Teach them what you're doing.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Are you hiding from Daddy?
No.
Oh, you don't tell Daddy no.
No, Daddy.
Let's go potty, brush your teeth.
Mommy.
Honey, listen, I'm on a work call. Okay, so you need to go brush your teeth, go potty, and then pick out a book. Okay. You know what book you should read tonight?
What?
Because it rained all day. Guess what? Which one you should read tonight?
Mine. Took the bed.
And you bumped his head.
I'll get it, Mara.
Okay. Okay, you want to go?
I'll get your book ready. Come here.
You.
You. No. No. I don't know where Brooke went. Oh, we're still recording. That's funny. Here you go.
Nuh-uh.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, Steve.
So sad. I don't think I didn't get a text from her.
Listen to what I just said. Little potty, brush your teeth, daddy reads you, and then if mom is done, then she can knock. Okay? Do that. You want to? Okay.
Oh my god. Maverick, you better not whine because everybody can hear you. I don't know, I haven't heard from her. Okay, well, how is everybody doing? What's going on?
It's going great. So no judgment. Nora is 20 months next week, and we started our first night with no bottle. I don't know when people normally don't do bottles anymore. But we did do a bottle tonight, and she fell right asleep.
So what'd you do?
I did like a happy dance. No. I don't know. It just went really good. I read her stories, rocked her, and she went right to sleep. So it's
Yay.
yeah.
Good.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I think my computer froze.
Yeah, you froze and then you just left.
No. Okay, so where did I leave off? Sorry.
The last thing I heard was just number 4, teach them the same thing.
Okay. So that is something I rinse and repeat every single day, every single week. Oh my gosh, I hope my phone doesn't freeze. Okay. So I also love to go through lists. So I'm going to give you guys the list of like ways to recruit coaches, my process for getting a new coach started right. And this is taken right out of my training for my Bod Squad team page. So number 1, you can get them signed up as a discount coach when they buy a challenge pack for your challenge group. I don't recommend that for everybody because you do want to meet people where they're at. But it's a great way to get people started. Like if they want to be a coach or they've verbalized to you that they love Shakeology, they're going to want to do the discount. So that's one way. Number 2, invite your challengers to coaching. Like that's kind of a no-brainer. But don't prejudge with this. It literally, I invite everybody, and a lot of the top coaches on my team are people who I never saw, running with this. So don't ever prejudge. Number 3, host a live coach sneak peek. Oh yeah, it's right there. Host a live coach sneak peek every month going over what coaching is, or you could do a 3-day, 4-day, 5-day coach sneak peek, like in a private Facebook group or something. I've really found success by doing a live coach sneak peek in like an event page or on my like page. And you can also do a private group for that as well. Number 4, consistently be re-inviting previous challengers to coaching. And this is going to involve you guys making sure that your challengers are getting rolled over from group to group. Hands down, I have made sure that my girls are getting from group to group. And sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 plus groups before people are ready to start joining as a coach. And yeah, it would be realistic if everyone was ready after the first group, of course, but not everybody is. So make sure you're re-inviting those challengers and getting them rolled over to groups. Share on your public social media about the coaching opportunities. So you've heard about, whatever you post about, you're going to attract. So if you just talk about challenge groups all the time, you're only going to, attract challengers, and vice versa. So make sure you're adding variety and really talking about the small and big victories of your coaching journey, financially, mentally, physically, everything. And also recognizing girls on your team, your challengers, all that. You have to recognize and show that it's not just you having success either. And number 6, invite anyone who expresses a need to you in private message. So someone who wants to pay off debt, be a stay-at-home mom. If someone gives me a price objection
to a challenge group, especially numerous times, I eventually am like, girl, you need to be a coach on my team. And I confidently invite them. You know, I say, this might sound kind of out of left field, but since you mentioned that you really want to stay at home with your son and you hate your job or whatever it is, I'm going to be like, you need to be on my team. You know, would you be open to learning about that? So I'm at least giving them this gift. And instead of them being able to use the price objection all the time, I'm giving them a way to create financial freedom. So always remember that. And my process for getting a new coach started, I don't know if I said this before, but this isn't something you guys have to do. This is just something that I do for my team that I have noticed to work really well. I've done a lot of trial and error, and they say not to reinvent the wheel and, you know, revamp your trainings. I have a lot, but at this point, I feel very confident with the trainings I have in place. So don't feel the need to like go crazy with trainings. But I get them added to our Bod Squad team page. It's my private Facebook group. And I also add discount coaches to that as well. And I've had a lot of discount coaches start actively coaching because they see our team culture, they have the trainings and resources, and a lot of them are like, I've actually completed the checklist and I've actually looked at the files and I'm ready to just start. So I don't exclude anybody from that, business builder or discount coach. I then take my new coach and a new coach checklist in the pinned post up at the top of the page, and I tell them to complete that in 48 hours, and that we'll both connect with each other, going over their questions that they have and their next startup steps. And I do that in Facebook Messenger. Ideally, they come to me. If I need to say, hey girl, promised you I'd follow up with you on the checklist today, I'll do that. And I have a 5-day action step group that I run every other Monday. That has been a game changer, and I have the videos on my YouTube. I'm going to update a couple of them just because I have some new awesome training that I came across to help build their network and stuff. So I'm going to kind of redo those videos a little bit, but they're on my YouTube, so you can check those out. And that's a great way to get your new coaches just on the right foot, focusing on the action steps, getting themselves out there, breaking out of their comfort zone so that they can't really run away. Like, they've put themselves out there to their followers. And so it's just a great way to keep them going. I'm going to kind of go through my notes here. Mom brain otherwise. And I wrote down a note, you guys, that before you do any of this, you have to tell yourself that you're a freaking 15-star diamond. Okay. Like, I want to highlight the fact that you have to be so confident when you're inviting, when you're talking to people. You have to be confident, and you have to tell yourself that you're a rock star, that you already are a 15-star diamond. Even if you don't have a coach on your team yet, you are a rock star, because that's where you're going, right? You're going to get that eventually. So just pretend like you already have that team. And so in that 5-day action step group, if I see that someone goes MIA, I might, tag them in the group saying, hey girl, be sure to complete the day 2, super important for your business. I'm encouraging them and reminding them, but I'm not chasing them down. I'm not dragging them, because that's just icky to me, and that's not my job to micromanage. And then usually after the 5-day action step group, like on day 5, I'll put, make sure you set up a GSR call, a Getting Started Right call with your coach. So I make sure numerous times in the checklist, and let me know if you guys need any of these resources. In the checklist, I prompt them, get a hold of your upline coach for a GSR. And then in the 5-day action step group again, if you have not contacted your coach for a GSR, make sure you set that up. That this is not your coach's job to set this up for you. This is your job to set it up. And I just tell them it's a quick 15 to 30 minute phone call going over your questions and your next startup steps, basically. And then after that, after the GSR call, they've done the checklist, they've done the 5-day action step group, they've now done their GSR. I connect with them a couple times per week, and I'm very much about creating independence right out of the gate. And I can give you guys the videos that I send my coaches, but I'm very much like, you need to be resourceful, okay? Pretend like I'm dying tomorrow and you don't have me anymore. You have to be able to go to YouTube. You have to be able to use these trainings and not rely on me. So that's the biggest thing. And it's really created some rock star coaches on my team because I let them know that I'm here to be your cheerleader. I'm not here to be your manager. And if a coach goes MIA after all of this, I'll give them a gentle reminder. You know, I have their goals from the checklist, from our GSR call, and I'll remind them what they're fighting for. And if they don't respond back to me, if they say, yeah, I'm sorry, I'll get back into it, but they don't and they're not consistent, I chalk them up as a discount coach. I don't have time to be focusing on people who don't want this. So, well, my battery's gonna die, so I'm gonna get down here. This is a total makeshift situation, you guys. So you gotta roll with the punches. All right. So this is so important. I want you to write this down because people get their mindset gets so squirrely with this. You guys have to build a solid, large team of coaches in order to create a stable income. And it's a numbers game, okay? Like, take the emotion out of it. It's a numbers game. So if you are not recruiting about 5 to 10 coaches a month, in my eyes, this is a hobby to you, or you're not putting your time in the right areas, and you're probably not inviting enough. So the secret sauce is talk to and invite a crap load of people. That's always the answer. So let's see. You guys have to remember that people will quit, and it's totally normal. In fact, a lot of the people that start with you will probably not be people who finish out with you, you know. And Megan, it says my battery is low, but it's charging, so hopefully it just keeps going. You will find your rock stars. Just have that faith, that trust, and that belief in that process. And I work by a 90-10 rule. So 90% of the people that I invite say no. 90% of the coaches that I recruit to my business don't build it, but the 10% do. And I focus on that 10%. So don't ever think you're doing something wrong. Don't have self-doubt. Just remember it's a numbers game, and that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can never make someone do anything. All your job is to purely educate people and put this amazing gift in their hands, and that's it. And don't ever get complacent. I have had coaches learn the hard way with this. They get really complacent, especially when they get business builders on their team. They think, oh, I got some business builders, I can take my foot off the gas. No, that is your key to keep going. And I know this sounds kind of pessimistic, but you have to pretend like every person that you recruit to this opportunity is going to quit, because a lot of them do. And so you have to just keep inviting, keep your head down, and just recruit like a crazy person. That's always my mentality. I never get stagnant. And I also didn't realize this my first year of the business, but I learned very quickly that everything has a domino effect in this business. So you have to make sure you're adding people to your network who are 10s in your eyes, who look like 15-star diamonds, who look like you, your twin, someone you would get along with and have a lot of fun with. Whatever that looks like to you, your person, go and make sure you add people to your network that are just like that. So for me, I kind of have a little list of things that I look for. I look for hardworking, positive, self-motivators, driven, they're determined, they're go-getters, independent, open-minded, teachable, consistent. And I love working with moms, pregnant women. It's not a necessity, but that is my niche. And so I definitely go on Instagram and hashtag the crap out of people and find my dream team that way. If you guys haven't heard Amber Lanier's training, go and learn about that with Instagram. Just that's your way to find your dream team. You have to be bold and confident, like I said, when you're inviting and talking to people. And just remember that everything has a domino effect in this business. And just another thing to remember too, you guys, is if you are feeling icky or really lacking confidence in inviting to the opportunity, it tells you that you need to start being product of the product. If you're lacking belief in the opportunity, that tells you that you're not feeling connected to the products. And you need to remember to lead with your fitness journey. Drink your Shakeology, do your workouts. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be consistent. And that's going to make you feel connected to your business when you're doing that. And that's going to make you passionate about inviting people to this gift. And if you are lacking confidence in yourself, what does that tell you? It tells you that you need to do personal development so that you're building that rhino skin, that tough body armor to propel any fears, self-doubts, and hesitancies that you're having. And just having belief and faith and trust in the process, and remembering that relationships come first and invites should be coming second always. And treat your business like a business and consistently show up every single day and give this business the time it deserves. And always tell yourself, even if you have to write this down, that this is an amazing gift you have to give to someone. And it's not until you start getting success stories from yourself, from your challengers, from your coaches, when they start coming to you being like, Brooke, I just paid off, my student loans, or Brooke, I just moved into my new home, and without this opportunity, I wouldn't have had the income and the confidence. That's when you know, like, wow, it started with me inviting that person. What if I didn't add that person to my network? What if I didn't build a relationship with them? What if I didn't invite them to this opportunity? They wouldn't have experienced this. And that's what keeps you going. Even when you're fearful, you just shut up and you just hit send, and you just keep doing that over and over again. And that's when you find your dream team. So let's see, I want to talk about hitting diamonds in a little bit here, but you guys, get people on the phone. When you're inviting people to this opportunity, get them on the phone. It's just, people can feel your passion that way. You need to be bold, confident, energetic, enthusiastic, and happy on these calls, and to really make it about them and ask them questions and really hone in on their pain and pleasure points. What do they want to achieve, and how can this business help them achieve their goals? And so phone calls, hands down, it shows that you have that confidence to not hide behind your computer screen. And if you guys haven't read Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Newstad, that is an amazing book. Amazing book. It's probably one of my favorites. So I get them on the phone, and I kind of give my team a little script of, what to say before you send them the video. I personally send them a recording of a live coach sneak peek that I saved to my desktop, and I uploaded it to my YouTube, and that video is on my YouTube too if you guys want to check it out. It goes over the fears, the 7 common fears that people have with coaching, how I overcame them, the mindset needed as a coach, the type of mindset I'm not looking for, ways to make an income, how my life was different before, how it's changed. So you guys can check that out, but that's the video I send them, and then I get them on the phone. So I have a little script of, what to say to them when you're on the phone with them. It's very foolproof. I make things so freaking easy for my coaches. It's ridiculous. So invite confidently, you guys. I used to be really timid when I would invite. I'd be more like, hey girl, have you ever considered coaching? Just very timid. And now you should see, I should post a little screenshot of what it looks like, but I'm just like, girl, you are doing amazing in this challenge group. Seriously, you're basically a coach already. What the heck? Just really lighthearted, really fun and happy, emojis, caps lock. You need to be a coach on my team. You would seriously love it. Is this something you would be open to, or open to learning more about? Just however you want to word it, but you have to be confident, because it squashes their self-doubt then. They don't really have room to be like, I don't know, I don't think this would be good for me. Instead, they're like, really? You think I'd be good? So, and then just lead into sending them that video. Don't word vomit on them. Just get them in front of that video and get them on the phone. And yeah, so that's my biggest tip. YouTube is your BFF, you guys. Seriously, I learned all of this off of YouTube and just my trial and error, just learning from top coaches. And some things didn't work for me and some things did. So I just kept doing the things that did work for me, and I put it into my own trainings for my team, and they just do the same thing. So, and I wore this shirt today. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says, be happy, be bright, be you. And I got it at Summit because that's just what I lead with every single day when I invite people to this opportunity and when I'm talking to people. So some other, it's up here. Some other things that you guys will probably want in front of you, if you don't have them already, is handling objections. I have my handling objections scripts, and I literally copy and paste and send it to them. And I kind of personalize depending on their situation, of course, but it's really important that you have the common objections with coaching. Like, I'll have to push products on family and friends. I would need a fitness following or know a lot of people to make this work, or I have to be more fit. You know what I mean? Like the top objections, have your responses all ready so that you can just copy and paste. And I love to ask people a clarifying question. So when I invite people to this opportunity, a lot of them say they don't have time. I'm going to ask, well, how much time do you feel you need for this? And so I'm not word vomiting like, oh girl, you could so do this. You know, this is how I did this, and this is where I think you could do this. You're asking them questions. When in doubt, ask people questions, play detective, because a lot of times when you peel back that onion, you really figure out their true objection, and you figure out that they really don't know much about this, and that they're assuming a lot of things, and that they have a lot of misconceptions. So that's your job, is to not jump to conclusions, to ask questions, to really figure out how you can battle their objection. I don't know if that makes sense. So that's huge. You want to make sure that you have those in front of you, because it just takes the emotion out of everything, and it makes you less anxious, and it saves you time for when you're responding back to people who are going to give you those objections. I get objections every single day. I get people that tell me no. I'm nothing different from anybody else. And let's see here. So how to hit diamond, you guys, I'm going to make this really simple. Invite everybody to this opportunity, like I said before. And it's just like going emerald over and over again. Don't overcomplicate the process. Like really, it's really, really simple. If you can go emerald, you can go diamond really, really easily. As long as you are inviting people to this opportunity and being confident about it, I don't see why you can't go diamond in 30 to 60 to 90 days. Like it took me 5 months when I started my business, but I also don't feel like I had a lot of the resources that I have now, or that my coaches have, to be able to just get it done in 30, 60, 90 days. So don't overcomplicate it. It's not this daunting thing. Diamond is something that is the beginning of your business. I think a lot of people highlight emerald. I don't really highlight emerald on my team. I kind of make that like a non-negotiable. Like your first 30 days, you're going to get 2 coaches on your team, and you're going to hit Success Club, and you're going to help 3 to 5 people. So I make that kind of like a non-negotiable, and then I make diamond sound easy peasy, you know, because it should be. So time management, I know that was another big thing. Like organization is still kind of a crap show for me, especially transitioning from being a full-time speech therapist, not having kids, to having kids, and working full time, now working from home. It's just been all over the place. So it's been trial and error, and it's not perfect every day, but mornings are it. Depending on your lifestyle, not sure what that's like, but if you have like a typical 8 to 5, 9 to 5 job, whatever that is, wake up early. Wake up at 4:30, 5 a.m. Get your workout done, your shake drank, your personal development completed. I'm reading The Miracle Morning right now, and it's changing my freaking life. I've been waking up at 4:30, 5 a.m. every single day this week, and gotten more accomplished than I ever had before Easton even wakes up, my 13-and-a-half-month-old. So, and the second baby's on the way. And so I have to make sure I'm even more diligent when she comes. And when he takes naps, I'm working my business. When he goes to bed, I work my business. So sometimes it's in pockets, although I've noticed that I'm better when I have 3 straight hours to just work. I have a really hard time focusing. I get distracted really easily. I suck with my memory. It's a miracle that I've created what I've created, you guys. So if I can create this, anybody can. Seriously. But mornings are absolutely key. It's just a great start to your day, and make sure that you do not do anything else, besides your vital behaviors. Make sure you do your invites before you get back to follow-up messages, before you post in your challenge group, before you do anything. You need to get the most important thing out there, which is inviting, because otherwise your business is not moving forward. It's so easy to feel like you have to get caught up on other stuff, or get distracted by bright shiny objects like, oh, I have to make a training for my team, oh, I have to post in my challenge group all day. It's like, no. Focus on what's going to be an income producing activity for you. And that is always going to be inviting and just doing the vital behaviors. So yeah, that's kind of what I got.
Awesome. All right. I know I took 2.5 pages of notes, 3 pages of notes. And I'm a diamond coach. More than that, but whatever. I know we have some questions that popped up. The checklist, if you would be willing to share that, I think that would be awesome to see.
Yeah, absolutely, you guys. Like, any resources you need, I can give it to you. And I can see the chat here. Do you have a system for running your peaks? I do. And by system, I do I try to do third Monday of every single month, but I'm doing my coach sneak peek on Wednesday. And so gonna go live on Wednesday in my page. But besides that, I just follow the same script, but I go off script too. And I just talk passionately, kind of like right now. Like, I have my notes in front of me, but I go off and talk about things that are related, and just speak from my heart. And it really speaks to people when you just kind of go off script a little bit, but keep some bullet points. That's about it. I just kind of rinse and repeat the same thing every single month.
Do you find that it has helped to address objections in the sneak peeks?
Yes, absolutely. Because all the time I have people even message me who I didn't even know were watching, be like, Brooke, I felt like you were talking to me. And everyone has those objections. I don't think I really missed any objection on there. And so it encompasses everybody's objection that they're bound to have. And so a lot of times they're like, wow, that totally makes sense now. I totally thought you had to do things this way. So it's really helped. Yeah.
Awesome.
Is there something specific that you say when you invite people to the business that seems to work? I don't know if that was typed before I said that really confident invite. Do you guys want me to kind of say that again?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's up to you, but
I did type that before you said
yeah. Oh, you did. Okay, cool. You guys got that down pat though. Does that make sense? Just kind of speak from the heart. Haley Christian, she says, put on some gangster rap, put on your favorite music, and just speak from the heart. You don't always have to copy and paste scripts, although it helps, especially as a new coach, but just speak from the heart and speak confidently, because people want to join a confident person. They don't want to join a timid person, because if they sense that you're hesitant and you're not sure what you're doing, they're not going to feel confident that you can provide them success, even though we all know it's not up to the upline, it's up to them. But people want to join a confident person. Checklist, yep, I'll make sure to provide that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so any other questions you guys have?
I have one. I'm not going to type it out. I just will unmute myself. Okay, so with your page, Brooke, I just started a page, and so I'm just trying to get a handle of that. So with your page and your regular Facebook page, what do you tend to post on each? I mean, I know everyone's different, but is it more like all of your business transformation stuff on your page, and then maybe family stuff on your regular page?
That's a really good question. I make sure to schedule out I'll post on my personal Facebook page first, and then I'll copy and paste the same text and use the same image, but I'll schedule out the post on my page for an hour or two after that posts so that it's reaching different people. And you can also like share what's on your like page to your personal page to get people over there. That's also why I like to do my coach sneak peeks on my like page to kind of drive traffic over there. I would say my like page isn't really driving a lot of traffic, but it's to the point where it just helps to kind of put myself out there even more and invite my personal page people over to my like page just so they're seeing my content more. It's just all about exposure for me. So I used to pay a couple of times here and there for boosted posts, but there's so much free marketing you can do with this. I don't see why my coaches need to pay for that stuff, especially in the beginning. And I do a variety, but I try to add value on the like page more so with like fitness, healthy, clean eating. Like there's some things where I'm like, okay, I'm probably not going to post that on my like page. Like I talked about the solar eclipse today. I didn't post that on my like page. Stuff like that. And I forgot to mention this to you guys. As far as like hitting diamond and then building your solid foundation of coaches, it's normal to drop back and forth with ranks, like especially when you hit diamond, because you're building a foundation. You have to kind of give this business time to find your rock star coaches and for them to find rock star coaches, for them to hit emerald. So you might wobble back and forth a little bit here and there, but it's not normal after, I would say, like a few months, because what that tells you is that you are not inviting enough people and you're not recruiting enough people to your downline. And so just know that, yeah, you're going to drop rank. Once you hit diamond, you're not going to stay there all the time. It is okay to drop a couple of times, but you do not want to keep doing that. That tells you something. Anything else you guys got? I know that was a lot of information.
I just typed up a couple while you were talking. I think a big question across the board with our team has been, where and how do you find new people consistently?
That's a really good question. So Instagram has definitely been something that's helped a lot, just with finding my niche, finding people to work with, using hashtags related to my interests and my likes. And that's how I found my people. And that's how I just enjoy my business so much more, when I'm connecting with people who are moms, who are pregnant, anything that is related to my interests. I find them on Instagram a lot, or on Facebook. I used to go to like my friends list and then look at their friends list and find at least 15 mutual friends in common with me. But I'm going to warn against doing that, because all of a sudden you're going to start fishing in your friends' ponds. Like your prospects are probably going to be your future coaches. And so I've actually had some of my customers, stolen from my coaches because we're mutual friends with people that are in the same network. Does that make sense? So just try to find people that have nothing to do with your inner circle, because you don't want to have that happen to you. And be very cognizant when you are adding people on your Facebook or whatever, that they're not friends with another coach already that you're aware of, because we don't want to be stepping on other people's toes. So before I even build a relationship with someone, I'm going to their friend list and I'm making sure that they're not friends with someone that's a coach on my team or someone else, like Megan or something. Let's see here. I think a big question is how do you find new people? Okay. Yeah. So you could do Facebook groups, although I really am finding Instagram to be the next big thing with finding people. If you go to the search engine, type in, I would type in boy mom. You can go to, I think it's people up at the search engine, and it'll pop up pictures of everybody who's ever used that hashtag. And so I'll kind of filter through and look for someone who looks positive, who looks happy, and I'm going to click on them, and I'm going to make sure they're not a coach, but I'm going to like and comment on their first few posts. If they look like someone who is awesome, I'm going to ask them questions or compliment them, maybe shoot them a private message. Just that's been my way of finding people lately, and it's really worked. And keeping my challenge groups engaging, oh my gosh, I have a whole file about this in my team page, but I truly believe that it starts and ends with you. You have to lead by example. You have to be the best challenger in your challenge group. Not to say you have to be on your phone every hour of every day with them, because I do think it's important to cultivate independence with your people and allow them to kind of comment on each other's stuff and build that friendship with each other. But I also, without a shadow of a doubt, know how important it is to set expectations in the group, especially during prep week. Like, this is what I expect of you. Every day you're going to post this. And I have my challengers do personal development. So I tell them, go to Amazon or go to a podcast, a free podcast, pick one out and listen to 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can do. And then I have them post their favorite quote from the personal development that they read or listened to for that day. So those are just some things, but I definitely set the tone of what I expect. And I definitely also find that veterans, my old challengers who keep rolling over new groups, create really good energy for my new girls who are more timid and scared. So I very much focus on mindset in my groups, personal development, just to help battle the shame and guilt that people feel a lot when they slip up. So
awesome.
do you create a new challenge group every round? I do, Stevie. I used to do them on Facebook a lot until, I don't know if you guys noticed this, maybe it was just me, but my challengers noticed this too on Facebook. Notifications wouldn't pop up on Facebook, and I would log into the group and it wouldn't even show that anybody logged on there, but then I'd log back out, log back in, and all the posts would show up. And so it was really weird. So I actually went to the app this month, and it's been going really well. And a lot of my girls who have been doing challenge groups with me for 1+ years, they're like, we love the app. It's awesome. So I do a new group every single month, though. I think it's important to have that that start and end date, just to keep it fresh and to, can't think of the right word, but to kind of add excitement for your new people, your veterans as well. It just kind of sets the tone, I think.
Do you schedule all your posts ahead of time and use a third party?
I've done that before, and honestly, that's something that I would probably get a personal assistant for and delegate that. Because I've done it and it took me a long time, but I do think it's important. But the app, I think, does that. And I'm excited to use the app again for the second month, for next month, because I guess it schedules the post for you, or it keeps your posts so that you can just reschedule them for the next group.
Do you use the same content? Like, I find with my groups, because I have so many rollovers, I have new people too, but I have so many rollovers that I don't want them to get, just sick of this hearing and seeing the same stuff. So do you come up with, and like for me, I do and I don't like scheduling posts, because I like it to be like a daily emotional personal thing where I'm posting what I'm feeling that day, which I feel like is more genuine than a scheduled post sometimes. But do you have the same content that you're posting, the same check-ins? Like, do you give them like a suggested daily post if you're running a longer challenge group, like a 30-day group?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do mine for 30 days. So from like prep week to end date, 30 days. So like 21 days technically from official start date to finish. And I do reuse the same posts. I revamp them probably about twice a year. And it's mainly because I get bored of them myself, or I find information that's really valuable that I really want to be included. And I give this challenge group post file to my coaches too, so they can use it in their groups. But I add to it, and a lot of times I'll just kind of, if I see something along the way during a certain group that I really like, I'll post it in there. But like you do, I really like the in the moment, this is how I'm feeling, workout, my Shakeology, just adding value with, a recipe that I tried that day. So I think I add more flavor with the groups with kind of more random, spontaneous things than more scheduled things, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie, how do you handle new challengers that jump in your group in the middle of your round? Do you tag them in your getting started videos, or how do you normally add them in? That's a tough one. And I try really hard to get people ordered before the prep week, because I've noticed that people, their mindset gets the best of them, and they kind of are like, oh, I started late, and so I don't feel connected to these girls. Why should I start posting now? So I make sure to let them know. I kind of call them out, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna feel behind, but you're not. Just jump in and introduce yourself. And I do refer them to my prep week posts, especially ones that are really important. I have my girls a bio video introducing themselves, and also just like a post about my expectations, so that way there's no confusion. Or I'll send them like a voice message and private message kind of overviewing what prep week went over, so that way they don't feel too far behind, and they can always scroll the challenge group too and look at my posts. But I know it's not ideal. I've noticed that their engagement is a little bit lower if they jump in the middle. So I might typically, depending on when they got signed up, either get them started with the challenge group that started maybe last week, or I'll have them wait until the next one. And sometimes I'll ask them. Sometimes they maybe want to wait, but I've definitely found that it's good to get them going right away, because otherwise if they sit on something, they lose their passion. So make sure that if they are going to wait for a challenge group, make sure they know that you are there for them, and even check in with them and be like, hey girl, just wanted to say, ask you how your workout went today, so that you're checking in with them, and let them know how to access Beachbody On Demand if they're not in your challenge group. Because I kind of do a tutorial of all that in my prep week about, the cooking show and Beachbody On Demand. I do a little video for them to kind of know how to navigate. I watched your YouTube video on how challenge packs are non-negotiable. How do you handle objections to this? I have so many people that would rather just get bod without Shakeology. Actually, I have this in my handling objections file. Yeah, challenge packs for me are not negotiable unless someone's allergic to Shakeology. They're getting everything. Do I have to do Shakeology? Can I just do the workouts? And I can kind of say what I say here, but you might have to listen to the recording. I require Shakeology for my groups because I'm in this to get people short-term and long-term sustainable results and health benefits. I love helping people, but I have found that when people invest in themselves fully in the fitness and nutrition side of things, that is when they see the best results, because they put skin in the game. I would rather wait and have you get started with the eating plans, container system, and Shakeology, rather than starting right away only focusing solely on fitness, which makes up only half of the results. If you kind of commit, you kind of get results, wink face. So I just really tell them, like, it's not just you missing out on Shakeology. You're missing out on the container system. Yeah, they'll have the eating plans, but they don't get the container system with that. So and vice versa. I'm not just going to have someone just do Shakeology. I want them to experience the Beachbody On Demand All Access Challenge Pack. You're welcome. Yeah, you guys might have to listen to the recording because I know that was kind of long, but just being confident. You notice how I was not hesitant when I read that. That is how I handle my people. I give them tough love. I'm a tough love coach because I know what it takes to succeed in this business, in this lifestyle, and you guys do too. So people don't know what they don't know. They always have assumptions. You are the educator. You're simply just providing that education for people and showing them, proof that the products work through your own actions. So does that answer your question? I have couple other scripts, but that's kind of my main one. I actually love objections, you guys, because I had a lot of them. And so if I had them, why can't any other person have them? They're normal. You're going to get them. You have to go for no. Expect that everyone's going to tell you no. And when someone says maybe or yes, just get really freaking excited about it. Okay. Just go for no. And kind of see objections as a fun way. I don't know. Make a game out of it. I don't know.
Awesome. I would agree. If you make it seem okay that they can just do the fitness or just do the Beachbody on demand or whatever, then that tells them that you're confirming that their objection is true, and you're confirming how they feel is valid, that Shakeology is not valuable, that it's really no different than a GNC protein powder, that it's really no different than a $30 container of mix that they can get and do along with their workouts as well. So adding value, and I'm not afraid to say, like, I don't spew information, but I'm not afraid to say, like, it's not the same. Here's why. Like, this is why it's different, and this is what it's going to help you do. And something to add to what Brooke said with her objection, because it sounds similar to something, what I would say back to somebody, but I say it's part of your meal plan. Like, it's not like an extra, like, oh, like it's a foo-foo, like shake drink. Like, it's part of your meal plan. It's incorporated into your meal plan. So by telling them that kind of gets them seeing, okay, so this is part of my results. This is how I'm going to get my results by incorporating this into my meal plan. So yeah, head on with those objections.
Yeah, it's not an option for me. It's not optional for them. Like, I never ask people, are you okay with doing Shakeology? It's like, no, it comes with it. So
yeah, that's
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, that's a really good point. It just comes with it, like that you're getting it with the package. Imagine you're just paying the $160 because a year of fitness with meal plans, unlimited, like that alone is worth that value. So like you're just getting Shakeology with it. Like, enjoy. Like
it's basically free, right? Yeah, it's like a $160 even for workouts for a year would be freaking amazing. So yeah, I just also I go off of personal experience too, you guys. Like, time and experience will give you the confidence you need as well, along with personal development, because I have had people, especially when I started as a coach, I lacked that confidence, and I kind of let people walk all over me in my business, and I didn't respect my business, and so people didn't respect me. I didn't take my business seriously, so people didn't take me seriously. I'm not doing volunteer work. This thing is a gold mine, and you need to treat it with respect, and it will treat you with respect. But until you start taking it seriously, people are going to walk all over you. You have to own it. And when you're confident in this lifestyle, they're going to be freaking pumped up to join you. Remember that women thrive off of emotion. Okay. So you just do you and be confident with your chit chats.
Awesome. I think we'll end there. We'll let everybody go on with their crazy life. Thank you so much, Brooke. Yeah, I know. Mine's waiting for a kiss goodnight. It's like, kid, I gotta get up at 4:30 because I gotta teach in the morning. Yeah. So Turbo Kick will come early.
For the computer freezing, and this is total makeshift, but
hey, it works. Perfect. Thank you so much, Brooke. I know everybody here appreciates your tips. And guys, I'll post in our group the if she sends a checklist, and to me, I'll just post it in our